So by now you probably have heard of what has been going on with Serena Williams, a tennis player. She lost the game the other day. She was fined and she was given several penalties. One for allegedly getting coaching. Apparently, she got coaching, so she's breaking the rules. Another for verbal assault and verbal abuse, and a whole bunch of other abuses when she got angry at the umpire, called him a thief for stealing a point, and giving her penalties to the point where her rival, Osaka, a Japanese woman, had won the game. Now, Serena Williams is being hammered in the press, but she's also being praised by certain people. And this has just caused a big mess. This is just another story of another big time player who has gotten so big and they feel that they can't be touched, and it's like they forget the fact that they're human beings who have the capability of making mistakes. They are still bound to rules of life, to rules of games, to all this sort of thing. They feel they can bend the rule. It happened with O.J. Simpson. It happens with all these sort of people, and it usually affects black people too, which is a shame. You know, when they get a little bit of fame, when they get a little bit of glory, when they get a little bit of notoriety in some kind of sport, in some kind of activity, and they dominate that, they feel they can't be touched. They're untouchable, and if you touch me, I'm gonna make almighty hell. It's a disease, it's a sickness, and it's a shame. And she's going on and on about sexism and all this sort of stuff, to the point where the umpire and fellow umpires of tennis, they're thinking about boycotting Serena Williams. It's a mess. And now a cartoon has come out, which I will say is very racist. A racist cartoon depicting Serena Williams with big lips and wild curly hair. It's a disgrace, and it's showing her having a temper tantrum. I'll be the first to say that's a disgrace. I rebuke this newspaper in Australia, that Aussie newspaper, that kangaroo newspaper. I mean, I'm not in Australia, so I can't say boycott it. But any newspaper that puts this on its this cartoon on its front page, I say rebuke them. I say damn them to hell. I mean, everybody's all out, and now you got all the black people, all the black marchers, and all the black, even Jesse Jackson's out there saying this is a despicable cartoon and all this sort of stuff. Yes, I agree, it's a despicable cartoon. But let me get back to this thing about sports stars, sports celebrities. And this happens with a lot of sports celebrities, and it especially happens with black sports celebrities. You know, I'm not condemning Serena Williams for standing up for herself. I'm not condemning that. I'm not condemning that one bit. I mean, if you feel you gotta stand up for yourself, black people have to stand up for themselves, because if they don't stand up for themselves, nobody's gonna stand up for them. And that's a fact of life, and that's something I've learned. So I'm not condemning her. What I'm condemning in Serena Williams is that she's standing up for herself despite the fact that she broke the rules. I mean, if there are rules, I don't know anything about tennis, but I'm reading about this, I'm studying about this. If there are rules that you can't get coaching, if you can't get all this sort of, if there are rules and you break the rules, you're gonna get punished. I don't care if you're Serena Williams. I don't care if you're O.J. Simpson. I don't care if you're Michael Jordan. I don't care if you're Tiger Woods. You can't break the rules, no matter how big you are, no matter how famous you are, no matter how much you dominate the game. You can't break the rules, sister. Sister Serena, Sister Williams, you can't break the rules, girl. You can't do it. You can't do it, sister. And you can't go on up and down calling the umpire a thief and jumping up and down and tearing up the place to the point where your fans are booing your competitor who has admired you, who has said she has admired you, who loves you, who has been a fan of you, who says that she has always wanted to play against you and compete with you because she's a big fan, and they're booing her and making her feel bad and all terrible. I mean, there are even reports that there were some people giving out racist Japanese remarks to her, and you don't hear anybody talking about that. But the moment some white man or some white person draws a picture of you looking like some kind of Aunt Jemima, I mean, everybody goes up and down, up in arms. I mean, that's the thing, and I'm doing it. I condemn that cartoon. I condemn it. But here's the thing. The way you acted after you broke the rules, I mean, it's one thing if you were treated badly for no reason. It's one thing if the umpire, the coach, or the referee, or whatever he's called, was blind, he didn't see something, or whatever. Okay, and by the way, if you didn't get coaching, then I take everything back. You can call him whatever you want, and you need to stand up for yourself. I support that. I'm not one of those people say, oh, you have to be calm, you have to this, black people are too wild, black people are too angry. Black people have to be angry because if we don't stand up for ourselves, nobody's going to stand up for us. And that's the thing white people need to understand. White people will never understand that. I mean, unless you're in South Africa. But the thing about it is that Serena Williams clearly broke the rules and she got penalized for it. So now she can't go on and up and down and jumping up and down. I mean, just because you dominate the game, just because everybody knows who you are and you win all the trophies and you win everything, doesn't mean that you have now the liberties to do what you want. You can't do it, Serena. Hey, Serena. Hey, Serena. Hey, Serena. Hey, you can't do that, girl. You can't do that. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this matter. That's all I have to say about this. You know, there's too many sports people who get too big for their boots. They just get too... It's just a thing that happens, you know. They get too up in the game, they get too up in themselves, and after a while, they feel they can do no wrong. They can do whatever they want. If they can kill someone if they want. They can steal if they want. They can break any rule they want, and it's just a shame. And it happens to black people more than anything. It happens to black people in sports more than anything, because black people think that they own the world of sports. They just feel it. And if there's a black person who owns a certain sport, whether it's basketball, football, tennis, whatever, you know, it's just, man, they just get too big in themselves, because I guess it's because, you know, they lived a hard life. They never knew any of this. They never had 2 cents to rub together. And now that they have something, they feel that it's like, you know, man, this is what fame is. I'm the king of the world now. Doesn't work that way. This is the Arana Nation.